I sleep in this car with my dog. I work full-time out of this car. I cook out of this car. I have a fridge in this car, and I go to the bathroom, number 1 and 2 out of this car, and I bathe myself out of this car. All of the amenities in a home I've got right here. Hi everyone, my name is Autumn and my dog Chloe is in our house behind us, and we've lived on the road now for a grand total of 3 years. We moved into the car into the spring of 2022 and lived out of it full time for a year and a half. And actually, it was just me initially for the first year. After a year, I adopted Chloe and she joined me in this vehicle as our main residence on wheels for 6 months while we traveled all over the American West. And then I realized that the 21.5 square feet that comprises the livable space of this vehicle was way too small. So I ended up getting an upgrade to a Class C RV. Anybody who wants to follow that whole experience of how it broke down catastrophically and I had to give it away after refurbishing it and making it beautiful can check out earlier videos on the channel. But in this video, I want to take you on a tour. After my RV broke down, I've spent the last 4 months living out of this car again full time. So I've spent a grand total of 22 months in this full time. In that time period, especially this latest build rendition, I have made it so functional and so beautiful. Because for me, I need things to be both beautiful and functional and clutter-free, which is really difficult to do when you live in this small of a vehicle. So I've made some major changes from the previous builds, from the previous tours, which you'll see. I've got several tours on this channel, things that you can do. You can get ideas in each one of the different tours. They're all actually quite different from one another. And this one's definitely the best. And it is because it is the most functional. And here's what I gotta say, living out of a sedan, it's not the easiest thing. In fact, if this was a car that was a hatchback in the same size, but I didn't have that trunk curved down, I may not have even upgraded. You guys, I did upgrade, which is one of the reasons I'm doing this tour right now, because I'm in my last days in Little Red. Can't wait to share about that, so subscribe, follow along to see what we got next. But this video is a combination of things. One, it's almost like a really sentimental memorial to Little Red, but I also want to share with you guys how to do this. Come check her out. Underneath Chloe's bed, I have a great deal of storage. I built a whole platform system. If you want to see how I built this storage system, check out the video right here. I'll link it in the video's description and in the pinned comment as well. But I thought I'd let you know a little bit about what I take with me. So, ever wonder how to go number 2 in your car? Look no further than a $7 kitchen bowl. Yep, I go to the bathroom with this. What I do is you take this guy and you spread it out just in case there was an accident, because ew, I go where Chloe is. And then this is a biodegradable camping bag specifically for this purpose. You line your bowl with it and you do the squatting method, my friends. Good for digestion, good for all that kind of stuff. And then when I'm out in the middle of the woods or desert, you find a bush and you put those bags behind that bush and then you take it out, leave no trace. You throw it away. Other stuff that I have under here, that little pink bag there is my dirty clothes. So I always put my dirty laundry in there. Otherwise I have tools And inside these boxes, I've got items for Chloe, extra treats, extra leashes, some of her medicine. I got my shower bag behind here. Over there, I just take that with me, and I have everything I need to shower. You can see I have lots of blankets. We are just transitioning from winter to spring as I film this, and so it's been really cold and really hot at the same time. I continue to have this double-decker system right here. I do have some little shoes for Chloe in the event that we walk on ice or in Choya country. This is where I put my sandals every night. So it's really dirty because it's my shoe bin. Fits just right back there. Because it is winter, I was bringing hot hands with me. You'll notice I've got hot hands all over the place. I've got a whole bunch of them right there too. And then odds and ends. Hey, you guys want to help me out? This is what I bring olive oil with. I put it in this Ziploc bag because it just seems that olive oil somehow seems to make its way out of every bottle I've ever put it in, and it drives me crazy because then it gets on stuff and on my hands. So if anybody has a tip, I really hate it being in the Ziploc bag, but it's the best thing. Anyway, I just have some tools, some odds, some ends, some vinegar, some white vinegar. This is how I clean my dishes. Vinegar is a natural disinfectant, and I clean my dishes with this. Every single thing in here is intentional. Paper towels are one of my most needed things. Also, in here, this is just a little decorative box that has these Clorox wipes. Also, this is my little trash can. I just got that. It was a Tupperware container from like Home Goods, and then I put decorative paper from the dollar store around it. A nice thing is that doggy poop bags are almost like the perfect trash bag size for that. And so that's just a really nice way to keep my trash. In here I have clothing. I've got a gallon of water that's empty. And then down here I have my Joule electric kettle. This is the lid to a storage bin that I got at Home Goods, but it's super duper helpful because I'm able to store all of my work items here to make them very quickly and easily accessible. This is my Jackery 1500 watt-hour power station. I have it connected to 200 watts of solar that I installed on the roof of my car. I did not install the solar on my car until just about 2 months ago, and I cannot even tell you guys that has been one of the most absolute game changers ever. I didn't install solar on the roof because I had a cargo box before and I wanted the space of things I put in the cargo box. However, I eventually got desperate enough for power. And even though I had folding panels of Jackeries that could fit in the cargo box, I didn't like having to stop and sit and stay in one place and plan my life around needing to constantly refill my power. It's just, I just needed reliable power. You know, the power stations ideally can pull from your alternator as you're driving, but my power stations completely totally burned out the 12-volt socket. So here is my beautiful custom made drawer container. I spray painted it. I would probably paint this with a different type of paint because the spray paint is chipping if you look too closely. But I needed it to be aesthetically beautiful and match the design coloring of the rest of the car. These hooks are so that the drawers do not fly out when I'm driving. There's a little teeny tiny drill bit. Put these hooks in so then when I drive and take a turn, these drawers stay in place. And then when I'm parked for long periods of time, I just turn all of these hooks so that I can easily access the drawers. I've got my coffee station for my pour over, more coffee and tea and spoons, and then random stuff. Oh, see, that drives me nuts because it belongs there. Ah, this drives me nuts because it belongs there. Anyway, you can see I like order. I will tell you, these little white flowers came as a second afterthought because I kept chipping the paint and I had screwed this in to the wood right here, so I couldn't remove it to respray paint it, and those flowers actually ended up being both cute and serving a purpose to make it pretty when the paint kept coming off. There's my lovely trusty fan, has a hook. I just hook it right there, use that regularly, especially as it's starting to get hotter. These are the incredible views out my window. Here is where I do a lot of work and just place a lot of things. Having flat surface in a vehicle is so important. This I usually put outside because I like to see what the temperature is. This is connected to this thermometer thing. When I'm driving, I keep it indoor, and I just put it here for the tour to show you guys. Now down here, I have my hairbrush, face sunscreen, my faucet. This is like water that I used for brushing my teeth and all that jazz. I've got dry shampoo back here. This is kind of like some toiletries. I've got like my deodorant toiletries, vitamins. Every inch of space matters in a space this small. And I mean that. This tiny little like 3-inch by 3-inch shelf holds one of my cords to make it super easy to turn on my computer to where I don't have to pack in and put away the cord every single time I need to plug in my computer. Here, I've also got the hook system, so when I drive, that hook stays there. This basket won't fling and fly out, but when I'm parked, I just turn that hook to the side, and this basket holds all the cords that I need on a regular daily basis. This is plywood. I believe it's either 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch that I upholstered with a rug that I got from Ross to make it pretty, and it works out great. And also this jackery does not have a flat surface, so this provides the ability to have more storage because then I can place all of this on. And the nice thing about this is I can move it, and then even actually at night, I turn this to the side and I am able to use this space to put like my phone and anything else that I might need at night, like a little flashlight or something right here. These are my window covers for privacy that I put on at night. So the jackery has that little handle thing, which actually ends up being a perfect place to just tuck these guys. So coming over here, I took a screw and screwed this little plastic thing from just like Walmart up into this wood. So there's screws going up in, I believe, 4 of them, but then the plastic thing was coming apart because, as you can tell, there's nothing underneath. It's like hanging on vertically, so gravity was pulling it apart. So I just put extra screws in here. Is makeup, teeth brushing station, cotton, and Q-tips. That's a female urinal right there. And my toilet paper station. I liked my toilet paper roll to be pretty. The nice thing, you can just open it up, put toilet paper in there, close it up while still being able to grab it when you're doing your business. This is a female urinal. During the day when I do my business, you pour it out in a bush. At night, that little blue thing I will bring out. I don't want to get out of my car in the middle of the night, so I pour my urine from here to in there and then dump it and clean that out every single morning. Before we go too far to the back, let me keep showing you the living room area. So in here, I just have odds and ends, some flashlights. This is my sink. Use that for brushing my teeth. That's my pour over coffee cup, my mug, a whole bunch of chapstick, a rag, some headbands. These are one of my showering systems, and then just odds and ends, just random stuff that I do need. And I'm very intentional about everything I bring because I do not like clutter, so I do not want like even having one item beyond what I need. I've got a couple of hats to shield my face from the sun, and I like variety of hats. I have a beanie underneath for when it's cold. This is so helpful, especially whenever I am cooking, because I have an electric skillet that I plug into my jackery, but I do not want that electric skillet sitting on top of my soft, cushy blankets. So I put this on my bed, and it basically protects the blankets from heat. So I can just sit where I'm at, cross-leg, and chop a bunch of vegetables. It's just really easy, and I can make wonderful meals like this one. That was a fancy salad I just had for breakfast, actually. And the nice thing about having this is it provides a flat, firm surface to do additional cooking work. So not only can it host your camping, cooking, and heating things up, but another tip, you guys, everything needs to go back to its home as soon as you're done using it. Otherwise, you are swimming in your clutter. So this belongs up here, which gives it a very nice, lovely look as well. I love that I found a pink one. Thank you, Paris Hilton, for making pink cooking wear. All right, going into the trunk. My feet go there when I sleep. This is the window cover that I put up here, by having this swivel table, I don't have to get out of the car and walk around into the trunk to access these things. I also don't have to contort my body into abnormal, unnatural positions in order to reach things. Instead, I just bring this table toward me. There I've got some food for myself, some spices, some almonds, some Lara bars. These hooks, like all the hook systems that I showed you, both stop these boxes from flying off as I drive when they're up in this position, but then they simultaneously help me move and pull, as you can see I'm doing right there. And then at night, I swivel this table out of my way. My feet go there. I made it out of like metal gas piping. I'll show you a little bit more how that's set up in the back. Sitting comfortably in a car, working full time with a lot of computer work. Well, it isn't the most ergonomically comfortable thing to do. So I do a few things. All of these pillows prop my back up to where I am sitting up straight. When I sit up with my spine fully straight, my head hits the ceiling. Now, if I were staying in this car longer term, I would actually get 3-inch high density memory foam and see if I was comfortable enough in that, because 2 extra inches of space vertically honestly would make a world of difference. I am so comfortable on my 5-inch high density memory foam. I sleep better in this car than I have slept anywhere in my entire life. Anytime I go stay with family or friends, they're always like, Autumn, you can come inside. I'm always like, thank you so much. Thank you for your generosity, for offering, but I love sleeping in my car home. I love my plush blankets, my plush sheets. Chloe and I, we like being in our car home. And so we'll sleep in the driveway, we'll sleep in people's garages. I don't like staying in hotels except for the shower. I'm so comfortable in here. But here's the thing, I have all these pillows, so they're decorative and pretty, but they also serve a very functional purpose, because when I'm working, stack, and then I am able to bring out my computer and set it on the pillows, open it up, bada bing, bada boom, Chica's got a workstation. And then if my legs get tired of being crossed, because I live like this, I can expand them, either both of them going out over there. I can move my water gallon and my Joule electric kettle, but I do have to move them to do this. But sometimes, especially working a long day, then I can put my legs down there. I rearrange my pillows a little bit just to give me more back support, and then I'm able to sit like that. I actually don't sit this way a great deal, but sometimes I do, especially if it's a long computer day. This is so nice. It's like a hard shell tent on wheels. It's so cozy and comfortable. I love it so much. I'm gonna miss it. I'm also gonna enjoy my bigger vehicle. And hopefully I got one that's just the right size. We'll see. See, my feet have enough room. Oh, I wanted to show you the weird shaped mattress. So this mattress is thinner where I am, and then I made it wider here, and then thinner again where my feet are. So it's a very odd shape. I am a side sleeper, so I sleep with my knees like this, and without this extra space here, I was kind of falling off the mattress. Coming around to the trunk. A few things I want to show you. I usually keep 3 gallons of water right here. The only reason there's 1 is my camp friend is getting water as I film this. You can see I have a folding chair and a folding table. I do not bring those with me unless I know I'm going to go boondock in one location for like a week or 2 at a time, because I have to remove them from the vehicle when I sleep. Otherwise, they're in the way of my feet. There is a dead fly right here. Yuck. This I can actually use as standing flat surface space. So sometimes if I want to refill my water, see how empty all my water is? But if I want to refill my water, I just set my cup here, pour my water. You will notice that in the front, I have the disinfecting wipes up there. I also have another set back here. I also have paper towels back here, and that's because these things are so important to access on a regular, consistent basis that I like them to be accessible from both locations. So yeah, basically in the trunk, this is the swivel table I told you about. You can see kind of here how it's built. Just gas piping with some elbows and joints and all that jazz. This is my electric skillet. It pulls low electricity relative to other electric skillets. And this towel is just to stop it from clanking as I drive, but I have a bowl and then I have a pop-up bowl. A skillet for gas cooking, some extra butane, some extra Ziploc bags. I've got a few extra clothes in here, some extra shirts. So I do work from the road. I do require Starlink. And this box ended up being perfect because it just so happened to come with these holes in it naturally, which I ran a cord. This cord runs up to my jackery. I'm going to show you on the other side. Then I can just pull out my Starlink. It's the Starlink Mini. And then this was just a thing that had rope on it from the store. And this cord is so long that I was getting annoyed because it kept tangling up because it's so long. So I just used this thing that had rope on it for my Starlink cord. So I run the Starlink cord through the car, and then when I need to use it, I just bring it around, plug it in. I guess the last thing to show you is the driver's seat. I keep it empty and clear, especially at night, in case I need to hop in and get on the move, safety purposes. That being said, I could do that with this blanket here, so that blanket's not really in the way for that purpose, but I use every inch of space, even this space down here. I have my shoes and an extra pair of shoes there, my purse. To show you guys where I keep my pants. So right in front of Chloe's bed is a little area where I am able to roll some clothing. I roll it like Marie Kondo, and you can fit like 3 pair of pants up there. Do I recommend the sedan? Well, if you have it, if you're forced into a situation and you have a sedan, yeah, you can make this a fabulous home where you can save tons of money and live in some of the most beautiful places out there and have an incredible adventure. Or if you are wanting to do van life and work from the road and you have a sedan and you want to use it, sure. Do I recommend it long-term, full-time? I don't. It can be pretty tough on you ergonomically, to be honest. You know, it's so incredibly small. The sheer minimal amount of items that I have brought with me this time around, I cannot believe how little I live with. It astounds me how little I require to live. So there's a freedom in that. It would really be nice to be able to bring more than 6 gallons of water with me. It would be nice to bring an additional power station with me or have extra space for batteries. So I had calculated how much money I had saved. And by that, so this wasn't like how much money ended up in my bank account. It was how much money I did not have to spend on rent and utilities and all of my expenses of living when I moved into the car. So I lived in the car for 18 months, and during that time period, I would have spent over $32,000 on all of my life expenses. So I did work from the road, but I also had the ability to enjoy some adventuring at that point in time. I worked less, and I was able to save everything I made because I didn't have a landlord or a bank to pay for rent or a mortgage. Living this way saves so much money, and you can have lovely conveniences and even like guilty pleasures like my 2 cups of coffee a day. That's what I have, 2 cups a day. You get to live with the most incredible, beautiful views. You get to adventure. You can be a free spirit, but also really responsible and do meaningful work if you're entrepreneurial. I never say that word correctly because that's a really weird word, but you can do that. I launched 2 businesses. I already had a business when I started. How many? I have 3 businesses right now. Yeah, 3 businesses. And I love it. I'm self-directed. I'm self-employed. I work with a team, and that's fabulous too because I like working with other people. And so I get to have creative work. I get to have team-based work. And I also get to have a lot of self-direction and self-leadership, which is really important to me. My life is my own. And I am not forced into structures that limit my choice, that take my time and energy, and that zap my life fully. I'm so blessed, you guys. I will choose this lifestyle for the rest of my life. I absolutely love it. I'm excited about the next steps. The next vehicle that I got, I cannot wait to tell you guys about it. I'm curious what you think I got. I know I've been telling you guys that I have had my eyes on minivans, on Chevy Tahoes, on Suburbans. I even almost got a Jeep Liberty. And you know, I hated that Class C RV, and so I definitely don't want anything that big. So I'm curious, what do you think we got? We have it. We purchased it. It is just waiting for us to pick up in 2 days. If this is your first introduction to Chloe and I, we have this channel where we take you along with us on our nomadic adventures. It's like a vlog. It's like our digital diary. But then we also work as a roving reporter at Cheap RV Living, and we also just launched a new channel with Bob Wells where we talk about philosophy, psychology, spirituality, wisdom traditions, and that channel has 2 videos out every single day. It's so much fun. It's actually why we're out where we're out right now. We have been doing tons of filming to prep for launch. All right, you guys, thanks for being here. Subscribe if you haven't. Join us, and really appreciate you. You make this experience worth doing. I mean, gosh, to be able to share this adventure is so meaningful. Bye.